So in this video I'm going to do a brief little review of the official National Park passport. So I got this recently and I pretty much automatically loved it. If you don't know what a National Park passport is, it's essentially just a little book where when you go to a national park you can collect cancellations or stamps. It's mainly just a fun little thing you can do to kind of remember your trip, and also if you're a big kind of collectionist like I am, then it's just, again, a fun little hobby on the side of actually exploring the parks themselves. Now, there's different versions of the National Park Passport. This is the classic version, and there's also the collector's version. There's not too many differences between them, except that the collector's edition is slightly larger, it has more pages, and it also has some more information about the national parks. This is about $12, almost $13, so it's pretty affordable. It's very small and compact. I think it's about 6 by 4 inches, so you could easily, bring it into your purse, your backpack, whatever you're bringing with you. It's very lightweight as well. There's about 112 pages. It's not that thick or anything. But on the inside, you'll find that there's a lot of different information about the different parks, like Yellowstone, the more famous parks. Has, some blank spaces for not only the cancellation stamps, but also there's specific stickers that also go along with certain national parks. So if you're into that as well, you can add those into your book. Now, what I really like is how well organized this book is for, keeping your stamps organized. So, it's organized based on region. So, for example, you have the North Atlantic region. It tells you, it color codes it, but it also tells you kind of what parks and what national sites there are, along with all the names. Now, officially, there's 63 national parks, but there's more than 400 kind of sites that are within the national park system, and they all have their own stamps. So some people just go for the stamps that are only in, they only have the national park name in them. Other people, try to collect all of them, like Pokemon or something. But in general, you can, it's kind of your own thing. There's no strict rules of how you could do this. It's just your own adventure sort of thing. Now, again, here's like the MidAtlantic region, and this is in blue. And what I like also is that it gives you some pretty good information about the different parks. Not all the parks. The collector's edition goes into more detail about many of the different parks, but if you just want a small book that just gets the job done, this is a pretty good option. Now, I only have a few stamps so far in the southeast region, which is kind of this purplish color. So I got this one, which is the Biscayne National Park in South Florida. And then, as you can see, some of these other national sites, which are the lighthouses nearby. So, also, if you notice, these are on little pieces of paper that I glued in here because at the time of visiting these places, I did not actually have this book. But a lot of the national park areas, they'll already have little pieces of paper cut out next to the stamps, which are usually on a table somewhere in the visitor center. So even if you don't have one of these books, but you still want to collect some of the stamps ahead of time, it's pretty easy to do so. But in general, this is a really, really nice book to have if you really love traveling or you want to do more traveling, something to kind of motivate you, and as well if you just enjoy collecting things, because, that's pretty much what it's all about, is collecting these stamps just for the fun of it, to kind of record your time there. And some national parks even have multiple different stamps and different designs. If I recall correctly, the Smoky Mountain National Park has several different stamps from several different ranger stations. and a lot of people like to go to all those different stations and try to get, you know, all their stamps, even if it's just from one park. Now, one thing that I have heard people complain about, I haven't encountered this problem yet, but if you really want to visit all the places, not just the national parks, but also the other sites in the national park system that also offer stamps, this book might not be large enough to fit all your stamps. So what the national park website does, and that's where you get this, they also sell expanders, kind of like just more pieces of paper to slide into this book, and it has a spiral backing here, so it's pretty easy just to add more pages for that. And if you really want to go crazy, you can also get the collector's edition, which, as I said before, it's already larger, the book is wider, so there's more space for the stamps and stickers and things like that. But you know, if you're just starting out, the classic edition is just a really good option. And again, it's small enough where it can not be in the way, it can fit into your backpack, you know, or your glove compartment or whatever. But this is just a really fun thing to have. It's always, at least for me, I always look forward to getting those little stamps, you know, whenever I go to a national park or wherever. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this little book. If you have any questions, of course, you can always leave those down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, of course, you could leave a like and subscribe. And I make videos like this throughout the week, so don't forget about those.